that great introduction. I'm honored to be here with you today. And first of all, before I go too much further, I want to recognize some special people that are here. First, Sheriff Oaks and his folks behind me and out in the crowd. Thank you, Sheriff, and thank you so much to our law enforcement folks for your support. Please give them a round of applause. I also would be remiss if I didn't recognize three very important people in my life. That's my amazing wife, Erin, and my two boys, my little buddies, Cameron and Colin. Now, let me tell you, we're going to eat lunch here in a little bit. And the other night, Erin and I were talking. We said we wanted Mexican food, but we wanted to call it in. And I said, Erin, do you have a number for the Mexican restaurant? And she said, no, I don't know it. We'll have to look it up. Cameron yelled out, I know it. It's 8675309. That's right. We're training them up right. That's right. Hey, listen, I want to thank you all so much for not only being with us today, but helping to be with us throughout the past few months. For spreading the word, for the campaign donations, for attending events with us, and for your prayers. It means so much, and I thank you. And I'm honored to have your support and to be with you here today. So thank you so much. Today, I'm officially announcing that I'm seeking the office of Commonwealth's Attorney for Wise County in the city of Norton. As president of the Wise County Bar Association, a group of lawyers, I recognize how important a role and how much is expected of attorneys in our world today. The cases we deal with, the people we help, they're not cases, they're real life. And I recognize that. And I recognize it's our job to see that justice is done every day in every case. I serve as guardian ad litem for children who've been abused and neglected. I work as commissioner of accounts to ensure that the probate system is free from fraud. As general receiver for this court, I manage over $1.5 million of the court's money to ensure that it's properly documented and that lost or unknown beneficiaries receive their just reward. As town prosecutor, I work to make sure that our roads are safe, working with law enforcement. And in each of these roles, in my daily walk, I try to be the kind of attorney that I would want if I needed an attorney. It's that golden rule. Focused on excellence, diligence, an attorney that does three things: works hard, treats people right, and uses common sense. And that's why I want to continue to serve you as Commonwealth's attorney. Now, I believe that we live in the greatest nation on earth and the greatest region of that nation on earth here in Southwest Virginia. But our region has its share of problems. The scourge of drugs that affects so many lives, thefts, break-ins, domestic violence, child abuse, and the list could go on and on. And we meet those challenges on two fronts. The first falls on these folks, law enforcement officers that work every day, work around the clock, put themselves at risk and their lives on the line to keep us safe and protect us, make sure the law is abided. Just like the men and women in our military, these folks wear a uniform every day to make sure we live in freedom. And we owe them a round of applause today for their hard work. I know how hard their job is, and I know how important their work is because I've worked with law enforcement throughout my career. At the Attorney General's office, working for several years, I worked with law enforcement. Since I became an attorney, I've worked with law enforcement prosecuting as a town attorney. We have these folks with us today, and we owe them a lot. But that's just one side of the equation. The second front we have to protect the community goes on in this building, in the courtroom. The work that they do means nothing if we don't have a Commonwealth attorney that will be tough and aggressive and fair in prosecuting the crimes that they protect us from. And so that's the kind of Commonwealth attorney that I'm going to be in November. In pursuit of this goal and aggressively meeting these challenges, I'm proposing today, and we'll be talking about for the next several months, a 5-point plan. I want to share that with you today. First, the first part of that plan is focusing on our futures, our young people. And after all, they are the future of our country, our county, and our great Commonwealth. And I have two very important and precious reasons why our young people mean a lot to me, and they're standing with me today. It's our kids, Cameron and Colin. I want them to grow up in a community that's safe, in schools that are safe, free from abuse, free from neglect, free from the influences of drugs and alcohol. As your Commonwealth's attorney, I'll be promoting public safety in the schools, going out into the community, going into the schools myself, working with educators, working with school officials to ensure that our children are protected from the things like child exploitation on the internet, bullying, and illegal drugs. I've been a member of the Commission on Youth, a statewide bipartisan legislative commission of the General Assembly that works on advocacy for families and children. And this advocacy has led to new laws that protect our community, that promote the well-being of children, that increase the number of kids that are adopted through foster care and have safe and stable homes, that require social history reports if kids are ever convicted of any crime, that prevent sex trafficking, new laws that prevent rehoming and illegal adoption, devastating and disturbing adoption practices. That's just the first part of our plan. The second part will be working with sheriff folks and law enforcement to ensure that we aggressively investigate, pursue, and prosecute crime. It will be my duty, and indeed, you better believe it, my honor to work with these guys on a daily basis and represent them in court. The third part of my plan as Commonwealth Attorney will be implementing an open door policy. Everybody knows me, knows I'm an open book, and I like to talk to folks. After all, the Commonwealth's attorney is the people's attorney. And so, if you are a victim of a crime, you ought to have an open door to the Commonwealth's attorney's office. You ought to have full faith and confidence in the Commonwealth, the prosecutors, and the staff. And I want you to know that I will ensure that I will help victims and support them through my office. The fourth plan in our action plan will be to fight the scourge of drugs in our community and drug abuse. Now, to do that, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. Now, I'm not just talking about, and we will aggressively prosecute those charged with drug crimes, but I also want to do something else. Implement innovative programs toward drug rehabilitation and, of course, education about the consequences of breaking our laws and the devastating impact of abuse of drugs. I'm an adjunct faculty at UVA-Wise and Mountain Empire Community College in the past, and I like to educate, I like to work with folks. It's not about preaching, it's not about talking, it's about mentoring, and that's what we're going to do. Since I've been working here in Wise, I was asked to join the board of directors at Norton Community Hospital and chairman of the quality committee at Norton Community and Dickinson County Community Hospital. I work with medical staff, medical professionals, and nurses. And I realize from these meetings that they fight a battle as well. They fight a battle against prescription drug abuse every day. They will be a powerful ally, our medical and mental health staff, a powerful ally in fighting drug abuse. They can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. We need to join forces, and as your Commonwealth's attorney, I intend to do that. And finally, my fifth and final plan, part of our action plan, will be protecting our senior citizens. Our seniors, folks, were part of the greatest generation. They've worked hard to build this community that we love. They deserve to have a community to live out their last days that is safe and lives that are free from exploitation. I'll work with the Sheriff's Triad Program, with the Department of Social Services, with our area agencies on aging, like Mountain Empire Older Citizens, and other agencies, to ensure that we are aggressively investigating and prosecuting abuse of our elders. So that's my action plan, folks. As your Commonwealth's attorney, that action plan represents 3 basic principles that are summarized in all 5 of those actions. Those are work hard, treat people right, and use common sense. It's servant leadership. Over the next several months, I'll be out campaigning, knocking on doors, attending events, talking to every single person I can about this plan and about what we can do for Wise County and the city of Norton. And I ask for your help. I ask for your prayers. Join forces with us to make a difference. Join Team Slemp. I've been honored to serve as an attorney for the past several years. I consider it a calling. That's what it's all about, folks. And I want to continue my record of public service here for our future, to make a difference, to work diligently, and to be devoted to ensuring that Wise County and the city of Norton remains a safe place to live, work, and raise our children. Thank you once again. God bless you, and God bless all of you for your efforts.